Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, back at Grimbold's camp in the Heatfells, and we're gonna continue our adventures here. So we need to go back, well, not go back, we'll need to visit and discover Dol Baran and help the Rohirrim in there. That's basically the state of things right now, and I'm sure we'll get plenty more quests as we go, but that's what we've been doing. On the previous episode here in the Heatfells, we scouted a little bit, we reclaimed the Riverwatch post, and that's basically it. So now we just gotta go to Dol Baran and continue helping the Rangers. No, the Rohirrim in there. And I really enjoy this area here. Dol Baran looks beautiful, and once again the depths were able to create this space very faithful to the book description, something that I didn't remember quite right the first time I played in here. So I enjoyed this area. Once again, believing it was a deep creation, and I thought it looked amazing. And then one time rereading the Two Towers and finding Féarn and his men stopped here for a while, that made me appreciate it all that much more. So yeah, I do enjoy what they did with Dol Baran. And with many other places, of course, but I made sure that I never forget Dol Baran ever again. So let us try and climb to the top of the hill, and it's amazing seeing the vegetation move as you pass. I think that's a great detail, one that I never get tired of watching. We have come atop the hill, and now we're ready to fight the enemy here. As you see here, there are a lot of Dunlendings. But much like the previous episode, we only get credit for defeating specific type of Dunlendings, in this case Dunlending warriors. So the shield bearers, the berserkers, the archers, that's a shame they don't count. Maybe Féarn will have a quest for them. The Dunlendings have been attacking our positions for nearly 3 days, not in any great numbers but in small bands, attacking and withdrawing, then sending fresh men into the fray. My own men are exhausted, and some have been caught away from our fortifications suffering serious injuries. The Dunlendings have let them lie where they fell, hoping to draw us out. If you could find some way to rescue my fallen men, I would be indebted to you, for we are sorely put upon. The Dunlendings are testing our resolve to hold Dol Baran, but they underestimate us. We must hold this position, or we will be blind to the approach of their main force when it marches out of Wolf's Cleft. If that happens, Grimbold will have to pull us back across the fort without a fight. Aid my men by the fortifications and hold off the Dunlendings. If we can force them to give up on Dol Baran and march their army past us, we will have a critical advantage into the battle to come. Okay, so we can do all this while we wait for more warriors to show up. I mean, it seems none of them are labeled as warriors, so I wonder exactly which ones do count for it, because it seems all do, but I I don't think I got credit for the ones I defeated just as I came here. I don't know, that's a little bit weird, no. And that... some of them don't count, that's right. You came, I thought I would die out here. Swiftly, they'll be upon us again any moment. So, what are you waiting for? Flee! Okay, so... that's a stack banner, so does that mean they are... of the Stack clan, I would say. For a moment there, I was thinking about House Beriathan, but no. Wrong universe. Kinda weird that there's no music in here. I would expect an epic track accompanying this battle, but it seems it's bugged or something. Oh, for God's sake. You came, I thought I would die out here. You're a sight for sore eyes, and no mistake. Yeah, so move it. Oh, come on, you leave him alone. Yeah, go back to your men. That's gotta be number 2. Soldier number 2. Man, that guy is really slow. You came, I thought I would die out here, so yeah, let us go. It seems my luck may not have run out quite yet, thanks to you. So yeah, I would really appreciate if you would move a little bit faster, so that I can help the other guy here. Which I can do until you are safely back with the other Rohirrim. But he's almost there. Yeah, so we can rescue this guy. It's not as bad as it looks. I can still fight a bit. Well, we can take some time to check our backs in the meantime, at least. Scholar scroll case here. Scroll of Historian's Lore, okay. There's a Warden Spear that I might take. Just to level up another ally. I saw you return with a number of our injured warriors to our lines. Your valor speaks well of you. Let me see what I have here with my virtues. Yeah, doing loyalty. Well fought out there, but I fear these attacks are just a prelude to a larger assault. If they were going to give up so easily, they would have done so by now. Be on your guard, Beriathan. Well fought out there, but I fear these attacks are just a prelude to a larger assault. If they were going to give up so easily, they would have done so by now. Be on your guard, Beriathan. Yeah, you already told us that. The Dunlendings are preparing to attack the summit of Dol Baran in force, Beriathan. Should they gain this ground, we will lose the vantage to observe their army as it marches from Wolf's Cleft, and our forces at the Fort of Isen will be perilously vulnerable. We must hold off this assault. The Dunlendings are coming. Are you ready?
The Dunlending armies unleash an attack upon the Rohirrim, holding Dol Baran, hoping to dislodge them from the high ground. But the Horse Lords are prepared to defend their position with their lives.
Okay, so let's begin the assault. Grimbold has joined us. Here they come, Beriathan. We must hold this position against the Dunlendings. Stand ready, my countrymen. The barbarians approach. Alright, so... yeah, gotta hold this position. And we're gonna see a cool piece of... oh, not cutscene, but dialogue. Interaction. Really soon. Just gotta wait a little bit for it. Anytime now. Or do I need to go out? Yeah, it seems they are not gonna attack the Rohirrim anymore. I do actually need to come out here and fight them. I'm gonna destroy this banner. I mean, it's really similar to the Beriathan banner. From what I remember, the black staff and the yellow background. You gotta keep in mind, when Rise of Isengard initially released, Game of Thrones had just been released as well, Season 1. So there were some pieces of LOTRO that visually at least, resembled Game of Thrones a little bit. Some of the cosmetics and things like that. Hopefully Grimbold and the Rohirrim can fend off for themselves while I finish with these banners. Just missing one more of them. Yeah, it's a banner of the Stag clan, of course. But there are similarities. Now we need to defeat the Dunlending chieftain, but I don't see where he can be. Only shield bearers, as you can see. Ah, there he is. The chieftain has taken to the field. This is it, my countrymen. Stand fast. Darkness, take you. Well fought. It is a grim night, but it's ours nonetheless. Well done, Beriathan. Our losses were great, but we held out against the foe. It will take them time to recover, and by that time we should have reinforcements. The Dunlendings have fallen back, sir. We have driven them off. The day is ours, yes, but at a cost. We must see to the honor of our fallen comrades. Shall we give them leave to come gather their dead? Offer them a parley, but I don't... Wait, what is this unearthly chill? Some dread operation is upon us, beware! A servant of the enemy, stand fast! Put down your weapons, fools. Were I here for you, they would avail you not. But the living are of no import to me. I am here to claim the fallen. You are a kind of darkness. The Men of Rohan shall not be yours. Enough! You may waste your time in meaningless rites of honor, but Mordor still has use for the dead. The Dunlendings, what is he doing? He has taken the Dunlendings, yet our own men remain. This bodes ill. The strength of Mordor has grown so great already. Think no more of it. This is not a matter for men. We have our own fallen to see to, and we must be about it. This battle is over, for the time being. I do not expect the Dunlendings will be ready to muster another assault upon Dol Baran until their main force moves out of Wolf's Cliff, and for that we shall have sufficient warning to gauge their trust. Let us hope that is enough. You have our thanks, Beriathan. With this battle, we have broken the strength of the Dunlendings' skirmishing force. Soon, they will likely move against us in much greater force from Wolf's Cliff, but in so doing they will show their hand and we will be prepared for them. No agility items in here, okay. Oh, there was one other thing. One of my men spotted a dwarf heading into a cave northeast of here. We think that may be where the orcs around here have been coming from, but we haven't been able to spare any men to check it out. You may want to take a look around. The Pit of Iron. Alright, at long last, that's what I was talking about. So, at first, I mistook it for the Calling Pit, then for the Varnamot Mine, but none of those were correct. The Pit of Iron is the location I've been telling you about for a long time. That was very difficult to do at release because there were no maps for it. There were even some invisible holes in the ground. So yeah, navigating the Pit of Iron was difficult. And I'm not sure, but maybe there was even a chance of you missing some of those quests. I'm not sure. It was taxing. And that's what we're gonna say about it. But before we go there, I'm actually gonna pick up some of these task items I got so that we can complete some tasks as well. Once again, you know the drill. I don't like leveling up with tasks, So I'm just gonna do them here. Speckled ears. I don't think I have enough of them. I'm gonna do this.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim. Welcome, my friend.
Gonna be really quick.
Welcome and well met, my friend. Your aid is welcome, friend.
Okay, I'm still missing some.
Greetings, friend of the Rohirrim.
Decorative sword sheets. So I hope that I have enough
Welcome, my
shields to complete the tasks I'm missing.
friend. Your aid is welcome, friend. Welcome and well met, my friend.
Yeah. Task limit reached. That's great. There we can see we are about to hit ally with Theodred's riders. And on the other hand, we are 25 tasks away from a new task increase. So that's roughly 3 days. So that we can hit task limit 9. For the time being, we are gonna head towards the Pit of Iron. And it's been a while since I did it, so gonna see how it goes today. And there on the Pit of Iron we will also find the orcs we need as well, it seems, for this other quest I have here. And that'll be it. Okay. Pit of Iron is not on the quest log under the heat fills, so I do wonder if this is gonna count towards the heat fills or if it's not. For the heat fills, Pit of Iron, slave stockades, smelters, underworkings. But yeah, I think we still have plenty of things to do in the heat fills, so I'm not gonna worry about deeds for the time being. No, 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 no. Get up there. Here we have some orc guards. Here, orc grunt. Orc scimitar, okay. Gonna pick that up after I defeat these guys. Okay. Oh, orc scimitar here. This blade was taken from a fallen orc in the Heatfells. While forged in the usual crude and utilitarian manner of the orcs, it appears to be almost brand new. Somewhere nearby must be a cave or encampment where these particular orcs are forging weapons. If you can find it, you should be able to tell the Rohirrim of its presence so that they can take action against them. So maybe this is another big tour for the Pit of Iron? Oh, it's actually another cave. So let us go and check that cave before going to the pit. You have found the Orc Cave. Why can't I come in? Do I need to do the Pit of Iron first? Maybe. Because both of them are asking me to find Ondor the Dwarf. Kinda weird. Oh, dwarf make pickaxe. You spot something lying next to the cave entrance, so yeah, it seems we can still... We cannot go to the Orc Cave, or we cannot talk to Ondor there because we still need to find him inside a Pit of Iron, and it seems he's in trouble. A dwarf make pickaxe lies here on the ground, dropped amid the signs of a struggle. At a second glance, you realize that this is the same pick wielded by Ondor the Dwarf, while he strove to collapse a cave entrance with your aid. Ondor must be somewhere nearby, and the yawning cave entrance before you suggests darkly where the valiant but foolish dwarf is likely to be found. Make up your mind then. It's he on that cave entrance? Or is he in here? Because it seems... we are actually intended to do first the Orc Cave and then the Pit of Iron, just as I thought, but Ondor was nowhere to be found in here. Ah! Oh my god! I didn't see you standing over there. Aye, down here. Down there, could you give me a hand here?
I am at your service.
As if you weren't a sight for sore eyes. I have seen naught but orcs for days now. A band of them struck my father's caravan a few days north of here. We were minding our own business and this rabble fell upon us without warning. Well, we fought them off, of course, but my father died in the battle. The rest of our caravan returned south to Sigil-Javal, but I swear an oath of vengeance against them. I don't suppose you could lend me some aid here? Yeah, I will, but I gotta get rid of this guy first. Jesus, leave me alone.
Welcome! You have come at a most fortuitous time.
Hey there, my good man. I don't suppose you would be up for a quick bit of sport. This cave is packed full of orcs and I see no reason to leave it as is. It is better to seal the lot of them in the dark below. I have found a weak point in the rock here that should bring it down, but it will take a few minutes and make a whole lot of noise, so I could use a hand holding the orcs off until I can bring it down. When I start swinging this pick, the orcs are likely to come running, so let me know when you are ready.
Ondor the Dwarf seeks to collapse the tunnels from which the orcs waylay the innocent, avenging the death of his father and sealing the doom of his foes.
Here we have Ondor. Nice little dwarf. We're gonna help him.
What do you want?
Alright, here we go. Keep an eye on that cave, and if any orcs come running, well, you know what to do. Alright, I'm ready to bring this place down. Gonna be an awful racket. Yeah, here it goes. Can you please collapse the cave now? How's it going there? Hold them off just a bit longer. Yeah, I'm okay. Just do your thing. Yes, Garlic, we're almost done here. Don't worry. Oh, listen here, Beriathan. This is gonna take a little longer than I thought. Well, if my masters were not lagging, that wouldn't be an issue. Take all the time you need. I'm okay here. Hold them off a little longer. That's done. Now for your little friend there. That's done. Okay. Ondor has collapsed the cave entrance. So... victory. That's one more for the old dwarf. Now I can talk to you. Why can't I come up where you are? Okay, here. Well, I suppose that's the last of the orcs. It will take them weeks to dig out that mess, lazy curs. If it were dwarves trapped in there, they would be out in a day. It has been a pleasure working with you, Beriathan.
I am at your service.
There we go, and a job well done, if I do say so myself. Ondor is my name, by the way. I followed a raiding party of 3 days until they disappeared in here, after they smashed my family's caravan and killed my father, of course. The rest of my family is headed back south to find refuge in Sigil Jabal, but I swore to hunt down the ones that did for my father. Of course, I cannot tell one orc from another, so now I am left trying to deal with a whole lot of them. It looks like it could take a while. Well, no sense staying here, there is too much to do. Perhaps I will see you about, if we are both lucky. Vitality, vitality. I think we're gonna take the helmet, but... Okay, and then... this is when you're supposed to find a pickaxe. A dwarf-made pickaxe lies here on the ground, dropped amid the signs of struggle. At second glance, you realize that this is the same pick wielded by Ondor the dwarf, while he strove to collapse a cave entrance with your aid. Ondor must be somewhere nearby, and the yawning cave entrance before you suggests darkly where the valiant but foolish dwarf is likely to be found. And now we know why he is here, of course. Looking to avenge his father. So we're gonna enter the pit of iron. Not gonna bother with these orcs. Oh my god, yeah. This brings back memories.
I am at your service.
Ah, Beriathan. It is good to see you again. We seem to have found the main nest of these villains. We have. I've been scouting it out a bit. The orcs here, they're mining. Well, being orcs, they're too lazy to mine, so they use slaves to do it for them. It seems they've been gathering slaves from among the Dunlendings for a long while, and more recently they've captured some Rohirrim during their nightly raids. I guess they think they're pretty safe down here with all the fighting going on up above. That's where we will get them.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
The orcs seem to have quartered two groups of slaves separately down here. Most of the ones I've seen have been those wild men, the Dunlendings. I'm not sure where the orcs have been getting them, but there's a lot of them down here. A couple of days ago though, the orcs started bringing in small groups of those horselords, the Rohirrim. They all looked pretty banged up, so I'm guessing they were captured in battle up above. Anyway, those folk don't seem to like each other much more than the orcs, but if we're going to put an end to this, we'll need to get them to work together. If you can find out who is leading each group and talk to them, maybe you can convince them to put aside their differences and kill the orcs instead of each other.
Come and stay a moment, friend.
There. Did you hear that, Beriathan? Those blasts you're hearing in the distance. It sounds like thunder down here, but it's actually one of those fool goblins playing with something new and dangerous. It sounds like something that mad old wizard up in the Shire might have cooked up, but I don't think he would be sharing it with the goblins. No, I'd wager Starman is behind this devilry somehow. Anyway, goblins are nasty enough with their usual toys. I don't relish fighting them armed with whatever that is. Let us see if we can dissuade them from using it anymore. Okay, yeah, so there you have it. A map of the Pit of Iron that we didn't have upon release, and that's where we will find the slave stockades, the smelters, and the underworkings. So this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be a nice little area in here. I just hope we can do this fast enough to complete it on today's episode. We will see. There is a Rohirrim slave. Discover the underworkings. So, we gotta start exploring this area in here. It's all coming back to me now. So, since we just need to find the goblins, of course, but also the leader of the Rohirrim and the Dunlendings, I think we can skip most of these guys. They are conveniently marked on the map. The old habit of doing all this on your own. Is this like a shortcut? You cannot do that in combat, okay. It is a shortcut, but not the one I was looking for, so... Okay, it seems I gotta keep looking for another way down. Okay, so let's try it through here. Welcome, exhausted slave. Discovered the smelters. Very well. Gonna get rid of this defiler. Volatile goblin. Something tells me I'm not gonna like this, guys. Yeah. I mean, that's brutal. That's 800 fire damage. That's almost 12,000 of morale that you lose over time. So you really need to have a strong in combat or out of combat morale regen to be able to survive that. equip with defiler totems. Discover the slave stockades. And what do we have in here? Completed exploring the Heatfells and ally with Theodred Riders. We'll need to check both of those. So Theodred Riders here. Almost there to Kindred. Ally to the Riders of Theodred. Here, 15 LOTRO points and a title, but here in Eriador we also got exploring the Heatfells. 5 LOTRO points and that's basically it. Well, some reputation, some virtue XP, sorry. We have Kindred with Theodred Riders, 20 LOTRO points and the title, but we have this one here. You have rich ally status with Theodred's Riders, 20 LOTRO points from the reputation and the exploration, and loyalty is now level 36 and we are 1000 virtue XP away from having loyalty, which I think we're gonna get after doing all these quests in the Pit of Iron. Who is there? A Dwarf? You wear no chains, yet you do not carry the mark of the White Hand either. Who are you? Oh well, perhaps there is some spark of hope down here after all. Most of us were brought here after we were unable to pay levies for the war against the Horse Lords or tried to escape conscription. Our own Brennans betrayed us and sold us to these monsters. Now we find ourselves enslaved next to the very same demons who invaded our lands and brought this fate upon us. It is too much to bear, but at least they will suffer the same fate as we. Jail door? Will we go to that jail door? Well, Marion doesn't have a quest for us yet, and I don't think we can or we need to open that jail door yet. So let us talk to the Rohirrim. Who are you, man? One of Saruman's lackeys? I see. Well, you would do best to keep hidden down here. If the orcs catch you, you will be in here with the rest of us, or more likely dead. Most of us were captured 2 days ago when our band was ambushed by orcs as we were returning to the fort. Now we are being forced to work the mines alongside the Dunlendings. Those fools sided with the orcs and have found their reward down here as slaves. It serves them right, I suppose, but that does not help us any. I do not think any of us are going to survive very long down here. You have a plan to help us escape, but you would have us fight alongside a wild man. Such an outlook may serve you well in polite company, but I think you give these barbarians far too much credit. They fight bravely enough, but they know nothing of honor or justice. These are men whose own lord sold them into slavery, and you believe we can trust them to stand by us in battle? More than likely they will try to bargain away our lives in return for their own freedom. But I see your point. We will die down here soon enough whether or not we are betrayed. If you can convince them to go along with this plan, then I will vouch for our cooperation if we can find some way to fight our way out of here. Alright. So we have the cooperation of the Rohirrim. Now on to the Dunlendings. We have been betrayed enough already, Beriathan. You may believe the Horse Lords trustworthy, but we have fought them since the days before my father was born. You cannot trust them. Every time we have made some agreement with them, we have lost land, honor, or the lives of our finest warriors. We try to fight back, and they claim yet more land from us. Once all of the plains of the east were ours, but now we... Merion pauses for a moment, struggling to regain his composure. What do you suggest? To die in battle, whether it be at the hands of the vile orcs or the cursed Forgoil. That would still be better than to starve and die crawling through the rock like a blind worm. If you can convince the Horse Lords to fight off the Orcs rather than stabbing us in the back, then I will convince the others to ready themselves. This mine is infested with terrible beasts that the Orcs call pitworms. They live near the fetid ponds in the lowest sections of the mine. Whenever one of us becomes too ill or exhausted to work, they are thrown to the worms who devour them while they still live. It seems to amuse the Orcs to watch us die this way. If you could kill off some of the vile creatures, then at least we would not face the awful fate. It would make it easier for me to convince the others to aid you. And what else? In the deepest reaches of the mine, there is a terrible worm that has grown to enormous size. This creature has on occasion slithered out of its feet and preyed upon unwary slaves, murdering and devouring them before disappearing back into its hole. If you can find it and defeat it, this devourer of men, you will save many from a terrible fate. Alright, gonna help you, of course. So here we have the Dunlendings imprisoned. Oh, jeez. Come here. The water that the Orcs bring us comes from the dank pools that gather in the low areas of the mine. It is contaminated and poisonous, and those who drink it eventually fall ill, so we are left either to die slowly from the poison or more swiftly from thirst. An unpleasant choice of evils. Eventually we just collapse from exhaustion or sickness, and the Orcs toss us into some pit to die. If you can find some source of fresh water in these caverns and get it to the exhausted miners, it would help restore their strength and purchase us some time to plan our escape. Alright, that's simple enough. And here we have the Rohirrim, which are also in desperate need of help. But for the time being, we only need to worry about worms and orcs. Okay. There. Oh, come on. Stop ruining me, Jesus. Now we also need to defeat some goblins, but you see how hard these guys hit. I guess we could try and fight some more of them. The goblins were around here, I believe. Yeah. around it. You do need to take your time in between each fight, otherwise these guys might prove too much for you. Oh, for God's sake! Jeez. These guys are brutal. God. Jesus. But well, we are free at last of the goblins, so we can go back to the worms and looking for the water source. This should be faster. Now I gotta remember the way towards the other quests. Maybe through here. And yeah, there were many of those tunnels or passages, shortcuts that, like the one we found before, and I used to know my way around them, but not anymore. Well, here is the Devourer, at least. That big worm that you see in there, oh, for God's sake. And I think this is this a source of clean water that we were looking for too? No, we need to come up that waterfall, so we can try this tunnel right next to us. Can we get up? Oh, come on. We need to get up the old-fashioned way. Okay. This should be... Oh! Where did I fail? Where did I fall? No, no, no! No! Let me pass. Oh, for God's sake. This should be the source of clean water. Yeah. And bring water to exhausted miners. Okay. Let us try and take this road. Where are we now? I have no idea. And we are really high. No, I don't think this is gonna work.
I have not seen your kind before.
What is this? Water? You have my thanks, stranger. My strength was at an end. Alright, the Devourer is back. But we can avoid him, I guess.
You are welcome here, as long as you do not trouble us.
Be careful. If they catch you, you'll end up like us. I'm not afraid. I've been in worse places. You should see what I escaped from.
Greetings. Will you remain here
Be
long?
careful? Yeah, I know. I'll be careful. You don't need to worry about me. There are two slaves. I know, that's Ondor. And an exhausted slave. But maybe...
The Ukwirod requires us to give welcome to Devourer.
Looking for exhausted slaves.
I have not
One
seen
more.
your kind before.
Okay, I see.
I have not seen your kind before.
So... we can go back to Eder and Merion Let us see what else they want us to do. So, there is a fresh spring among the rocks at the northern end of the mine. We would have to find some way past those bile worms to get there, but at least now we know where it is. I can try and have one of my men sneak away now and again to get us some fresh water. It is a great risk, but worth the danger if we can keep ourselves alive in this terrible pit. We will need the keys to our cells before we can mount an effort to escape this mine. While the orcs think we are too weak to escape, they always keep a few of our companions locked in those cramped cells as hostages against our good behavior. If we were to try to escape without them, they would surely be killed. The key to those cells is carried by an orc warden, Lant the Overseer. If you can find him and relieve him of those keys, we can release our companions and make our attempt at freedom. Oh, even more quests. There is something strange here, Beriathan. While you were gone, one of my men and a few of the Dunlendings were taken away, not by the orcs, but by a man. He wore strange raiments, marking him as a person of some station, but I do not know whom he served. He was looking for the strongest and healthiest of the men among us. For what purpose, I do not know. They were taken away to the north, and the orcs laughed cruelly as they left. You must find out where they were taken, and what fate could possibly be worse than to die in this dark pit. We are going to need weapons if we are to fight our way to freedom. The orc guards often carry them, and we have seen racks of weapons ready for battle out there in the mine, though of course our overseers never allow us near them. You might be able to retrieve some for us. If you are careful, then we should be able to hide them away here in the cell until we are ready to make our escape. Yeah, count on that. But let me also go back to Marion and let us see what else he needs from us. Those worms have devoured my kinsfolk, but it was the orcs who threw them to the creatures. We must find some way to escape this pit and take vengeance upon our captors. It is good to know that this nightmare no longer haunts my people in the depths of the mine. You have my thanks, Beriathan. We have here... You really don't need us to do anything else? Okay. Well, in that case, as seeing as we still have some quests left in the Pit of Iron, we'll continue that on the next episode. For the time being, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.